Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and today we're going to see if we can get my daily driver inspected. It's been sitting down here in the gallery for about 2 months or a month and a half, something like that. By the way, if you don't know, I named my storage place down here the gallery because I want to turn it into looking a little bit like an art gallery but with cars when it's done. So that's the name. I think I'm going to stick with it. The car's been sitting here because I was busy preparing the XJ6 for the road trip and a lot of other things. I didn't have time to get this thing inspected. Also during the summer it was really hard to get times here because vacation and things. But let's open up here and have a look. The reason I want to get it on the road is because we're starting to experience fall here, and it's such a nice vehicle to drive in fall with, you know, sort of a flow through ventilation and all of that. During the middle of summer it's a little hot. I'd rather drive this thing, which has good AC. That one doesn't. And yeah, I've started to go back to work, and 2 times a week I'm at the office, about half an hour away or 40 minutes away. So I thought it'd be fun to actually use this as it was intended to be used when I decided to keep it, to use it as a commuter car, sort of to get to work, to just make the commute a little bit more fun. But to get it out, we gotta start this thing up. It's been sitting here for a couple of weeks, and then we gotta get that thing out, get it up, and just see what's going on. I know I have some issues. I think there's one light not working and a couple of things. Just do a quick once over. Hopefully it seems to be in good enough condition that it won't fail. But if it does, hopefully it will get one of those failures. We get 30 days to fix the issue. But let's fire up the XJ12 and then get the XJ6 out of here. Start with the keys for the XJ12. And let's see. I think it may be like a week and a half or something since I drove it last. It was on maybe 2 weeks. It was on a really hot day and I was going somewhere and I wanted really nice AC, so I grabbed this one. There we go. This is such a nice and comfortable car. Absolutely love this thing. It's a shame we didn't get to do a road trip with it. Maybe I'll have time for something in the fall. Otherwise, definitely next year. This thing is getting a trip. But I've been using it instead. I haven't taken it to work, but I've been doing, you know, groceries and things like that with it. All right, we're just gonna go out and park this, and then we'll go and get the XJ6. The battery's disconnected on this one, so we gotta open up one of these quick disconnects. I've had some questions about the outboard engines over here. It's just something I find really fun. I love 2-stroke things and I love outboards. Don't really have a boat for it right now, but I'm looking for one. But I want to know, would you guys like to see a will it run on some of these? Some of these haven't run for years. This one's maybe like 5 years. But that one was my grandfather's. So when my dad was little, they went fishing. They had this thing. So we're guessing 45, 50 years since it last ran. This one I used as a teenager. That one's pretty modern. This one I have no idea when it last ran, but I thought this one could be a fun thing to do at Will It Run. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see that. Sometimes it's fun, I think, to do something a little bit different. But now we have the XJ6 here. And I can already see one thing that needs to be fixed. That cable there keeps getting disconnected for the windshield washer. So I think we'll have to put a new connector on there. Make sure that sits on there better. Other than that, under here I think we're pretty good. We might have to check out the fuses up here because I think we got one of the main beams out. But let's just check that we have some oil. Doesn't have a massive puddle under it, but you know, still get to check. Yeah, we do. Time to give it a change. Now for the fall. And 2 belts are pretty good. I think we'll check coolant when we're out a little bit later. But let's just see if it fires up. This thing is, as you may know, still running the original AED and all of that. I just need to get in here. It's quite tight. Alright, I made it in. It's a little tight, but I try to squeeze as many cars as I can in here. At least right now, when I have quite a few customer cars, but the white XJS should be gone any day now, and then I can continue working on more customer cars. Pumps are quiet. Let's see. It's not bad. I haven't touched the gas at all. Just gonna blip it a little bit to get the ignition light to go out. Got basically no fuel. I don't think I would actually make it to the gas station. I think I'll have to take another car, go get a can of gas. And there's reverse. Let's try and move past the outboards. We're just making it. Perfect. Yeah, oil pressure, you can see that. Absolutely fantastic. It's charging. This thing does run very, very nicely. We'll just move it up into the workshop. Have a look at a couple things. One more thing is the parking brake. It has a there's a little clip missing where the cable from this part connects to the rest of it, and it likes to jump out. So it works. It just, if you push it in too quickly, it will get disconnected and then you won't have one. So we're going to see if we can do something there. Make a little clip or do something with baling wire or something. Get that working. Alright. We're in the workshop. Let's switch it off. And then we'll start having a look at lights and some other things and see what this thing needs to hopefully pass an inspection. Alright. Hey dog, what you think? Did I wake you up when I drove into the workshop? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Go back to sleep. Alright, let's check lights. I think that main beams and things are fine. Main beam there. We have a side light down there. Main beam there. Yes, I know. Okay, we're actually missing a side marker down there. So we'll have to have a look at that. Let's check the back. Light there, light there. That's really good. Let us just check high beams. Because that's the one, I think we're missing one. Yeah, we're missing one there. Usually that is an earth issue. Still missing that. Let's turn this off. And you see that we have put the ignition on. See something blinking up here. Oh, lots blinking. And that's blinking. That is blinking. And so is that. Alright, I think we'll tackle lights first. Because I want the, even though it didn't run for very long, the exhaust gets hot really quickly. And down there is where we need to do something with the parking brake mechanism. So we'll wait for that to cool down. But let's start with the parking light over here, because that is an MOT failure. I actually don't think the main beams are, because there's main beams in here. These are just extra, but we're gonna fix it. But we'll get the screwdriver, get this apart, and see if that's a bulb or if that is just some corrosion. Alright, so the issue is not the bulb. It's fine, it ohms out well. There's no power coming up here. And I just felt around back here. There we go. And I think I found the issue. I can lay that light down for you guys. It's quite, quite tight in here. But you see there? That is not connected. That is some type of crimp connector someone's put in before, and it's falling apart. So I'm gonna see if I can just turn the wheel if that's enough. Otherwise I may have to remove the wheel, and we'll replace that bit of cable with some new stuff, and we should get power out here again. Must have happened now sometime during the summer when you haven't really noticed if lights are working or not. So because I remember in the fall I like to take pictures of this car in the winter and spring when it's dark, and all the lights work then, so I was kind of shocked. But let me just replace that and it should work. And it's working now. Not the best fix, just because we're on a time constraint here. We got like 2 hours until we gotta go. But I think the problem before was just the cable was too short, so yes, I have these crimp connections. I don't really like them, but the next time I'm in here for something like checking over brakes, or some point this fall we're going to do a little bit of rust proofing again. It was 2 years ago. It's held up really well, but it's just a couple places we're going to add some more. Then I'll replace this with a good solder connection, replace a bit of the loom. But I'll put a little bit of electrical tape around this, and it's good enough for now. It's working, and then we'll move on. I think we'll move on to the parking brake, but in the meantime I'm going to go and get some gas, so we have that, so we know that we'll make it there. Before we go, I realized I had to have a look at this light in case I had to get a replacement. And it seems to be, like it always is, a bad earth. So I checked, there's 12 volts coming here, and then if you see, it lights up. So we're just going to clean up that earth connection down there, hook it up, and it should work. There we go. All lights are working as they should now. And we have a good connection. I wiggled all the wires. Everything still stays on. So that's really good. I'm just going to run and get that gas. And then when we get back, not really too much left to do, except for the parking brake mechanism down here. And when we get back, the exhaust should be nice and cool. Back from the gas station, as you can see, I have replaced one of the connectors up here and got all of this working. So yeah, it needs a one-way valve, is missing, but it's working at least. And I mean, I hardly ever use it, but we'll get a one-way valve in there somewhere, because you see it's all just running back to the tank. But that's working. That's a pass. I'm going to get a light set up for you guys so we can see. Yeah, it's just dark for you guys down here, so you can see what's going on and what the issue with the parking brake is. This is the issue. This is a cable that comes from inside the car, and then this is the mechanism. And it wants to jump out of there sometimes if you release it too quickly, and then this doesn't have time to go back. I've lubricated the cable and everything, and you see it falls really well back to there. But then I need something to hold in place. I checked on my XJ12. There is something to actually hold this all in place. So I think I'm going to try and replicate something. I'm going to go through my drawers, see if I can find something that would work and get all of this sort of working again. Not my proudest moment. It doesn't look that pretty, but it works. 2 well-placed zip ties just blocks that cable from jumping out of there. And it seems to work. So that will work for now until I find a better solution. A parts car or something that has, because I think there's supposed to be like a little thing over here holding it in place, and that is gone. At least it looks like my 77 XJ12 has something like that. But yeah, let's go in the car and I'll show you guys that it works. And the parking brake is adjusted and all that, so that works. And that was the problem before. When you released it before, when you pulled it again, you would just pull the top cable and you just basically get this thing all the way out. But yeah, that seems to be working as it should. I think we are nearing the end of the checklist. We got lights working. We got fuel now, just gonna add it to the tank. We got windshield washer working. I need to check the windshield wipers, but they usually do work. I have an issue with the parking, so I need to replace the wiper motor at some point, but they work. It's just you need to manually park them. and check coolant level. I think we'll add a little splash of oil to it, and I think we're pretty much ready to go. It's really windy out here, but we made it to my favorite MOT station, which is pretty close to my house. It's great. So I'm just gonna go in and let them know I'm here. My time's in about 10 minutes, and drove very nicely here. Love driving this thing. So fingers crossed everything goes well, but you never know. At some point I do want to drop the rear end because rear brakes do need a little bit of work, but let's see if they're good enough to pass today. So we're at the gas station now, filled up with premium, because you know what? It passed with no advisories, so treated the girl to full tank of fuel. Nothing wrong, everything worked really well. Well, I mean, there was one thing. We had a tiny bit too much CO when the exhaust test, but very nice guy. I told him I have a screwdriver in my pocket, I can turn down the carbs, so I gave it a quarter of a turn down, and it was fine. So really happy with that. We got 2 more years to go on that, and then I just need to do this one more time. This thing is MOT'd forever. However, I want to still take it in every year, every 2 years, just to get checked over, get someone else to look over my handiwork, make sure this car is safe. Even though I don't have to, I think that is a really good idea. Anyways, the daily driver is back, and come Monday, I'm going to start taking this thing back to work again. Anyways, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, share it with friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot, and make sure that you're subscribed so you can follow the process of daily driving a 47-year-old car every single day to work. Until next time, I'm Adam. This was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.